Alright, welcome YouTube, this is Kaen, and today we'll be playing a game as the United States of America. But in order to keep things interesting, I devised an interesting rule set for my playthrough. I will be playing as United States 1936, I will not be switching over to fascism or anything, and I will fight all wars by proxy. That is my rule set. I will not declare war on anyone, and I will completely remain isolationist until somebody attacks me. It could be Japan, it could be someone else. We will just simply stay out of any direct conflict. We'll play a proper isolationist game and remain out of direct conflict until forced. Yeah, this will be, I guess, my first ever single player United States game. So let's make this interesting. And off we go. Alright, here we are. Okay, let's start out by getting some national focuses done. Now, it would be great if I could just go straight up and, Pax Americana and then invade Venezuela, but as I said, we will not be engaging in direct conflict with anyone. All wars will be done by proxy. On the other hand, we are playing on veteran, which is going to give us a significant penalty. So, yeah, deciding where to go and how we're going to do it is probably going to matter quite a bit. Now, this is, of course, a single-player AI game, which means war is going to start pretty late, pretty slow. We're going to need to wait for all those triggers before we can actually do anything. Now, I do have to figure out where I can start sending volunteers. I think there's something I need to get. I'm not very experienced in the US. I've only played a couple of games as the US, so I need to figure out what I need to do to be able to, send out, start a proxy war, send out volunteers. I know that the United States has issues sending out volunteers. Let's see, where is it that I gain? Where is it that I actually gain the ability to send volunteers? Somewhere. This one lets me boost popularity of other ideologies. Nah, I don't really want that. That's combat tech. There's gotta be one of these things in here which lets me send volunteers. Looks like it. Yep. Alright, so send volunteer tension limit plus 20%. Alright, that's actually a penalty that we start with the isolationist thing. There must be one of these that let me send volunteers. I can't remember. Is it just being a democracy? Ah, there you go. Here you go. Yeah, this is it. So we need to hit down this row. When world tension is more than 75%, we can send volunteer forces. And we are going to be doing this pretty much as a core for the game. So this will be my objective of this playthrough. Go down war propaganda, prepare intervention, giant awakens, limited intervention, and then I guess get the research slot and so on. But we will not proactively engage in war with anyone, and we will do everything in our power to stay away from the war in Europe, or direct war with Europe. So, alright, so first option is we can't take this one, we need world tension. We can take this, but then this one requires world tension, and everything is world tension based. It's all locked behind world tension. I guess I could start researching some support artillery and stuff, or electronics and support technology. I could speed things up a bit. I cannot issue war bonds. because we have to be at war with someone. This will probably never happen. We're probably going to have to wait for the timeout. 1941, I believe, is when it just goes away on its own. So this will be an interesting playthrough because we're not going to aggressively get the United States into any kind of direct conflict. We're going to fight all wars by proxy. I mean, we could do this, the Monroe Doctrine, and try to get everyone on our side. In the meantime, that gives us political power. We can intervene in wars, but I don't want to. I do not mind going to get these just to make sure that, you know, South America stays as a democracy. I'm definitely not going to be invading the Venezuelans because of the rule sets that I've decided on, which is non-intervention, isolationist. Yeah, this will be an interesting playthrough. Just hang in there. Let me just get air conditioning all set up. Alright, so I'm good. Alright, so choices we have to make. Research bonus for air doctrine. Yeah, the thing is, if we don't have direct conflict, our planes are not going to do very much good unless we do land lease. I don't really want to be doing too much land lease. I think the best options could be to get these guys on board first, because even if we do get the research, we're not going to be able to do too much with it. But this stuff does help. It does help us produce more quality stuff early on. Alright, so we're going to start with WPA, and let's get down to get some research discount credits. We're going to remain undisturbed isolationist for as long as it takes, I guess. Let's see, what are we going to research? We'll start with 4. Alright, so we're definitely going to do all these production efficiency stuff, and construction stuff, and mechanical engineering stuff. And this is because we're not going to be at war for quite a while. Alright. Now, since we're not going to be in direct conflict, our Navy and our Air Force are probably going to be pretty much ignored, since we'll have to wait for someone else to get involved with us. Now, this is an interesting line to go down. Should I like start on the doctrines immediately and just run down the doctrines? That's one possibility I'm thinking of, because doctrines, unlike all other research, are not capped by time. So there's no requirement on, you know, what year you have to be to go down the line. You can start doctrines, you can continue down the doctrine tree with no reference to what year it is. So that is one advantage of starting down the doctrine tree super early. I could also go fix up some tanks because, you know, because we're going to be involved in volunteer wars pretty much the entire game. Having a strong land force, like really strong tanks, would mean that the small number of volunteers you're able to send will make a huge impact. Motorized is also extremely key, because with motorized you can send fast units with tanks and it'll be pretty damn awesome. So, what is my first option going to be? I'm feeling like going down the doctrine tree is good, because that means we get this all the combat advantages way earlier. So let's start with that, and we're gonna use not an exploit, but a strategy in order to get the maximum number of volunteers in the field at any point in time, and that is by focusing completely on infantry equipment and then spamming a whole bunch of really small units, like just one brigade divisions. We'll spam like hundreds of these, which means that we're going to be able to send huge numbers of volunteers whenever we want to. So that will be the strategy, the strat, if you will. And let's get that one completed. I don't like destroyer ones, they're rubbish. So let's just build one of them. Submarine 2, yeah, I know, that's not too bad. Let's get rid of these, like, I mean, let's not get rid, but just finish up these guys first. And then we'll focus on, you know, the thing with these guys is that we have a manpower crunch early on. And building ships is just going to take a lot of manpower. Like a carrier is going to take 5,000. We have 82k. So if we focus on building carriers and such, we're going to lose a lot of manpower pretty early in the game. So I am not sure if I want to build a proper navy. I mean, it might be useful because Japan is probably going to invade us at some point. Not invade, but they're going to declare on us at some point. No one's actually going to be able to invade the US. I mean, not against a player. So maybe I will do some carriers. I don't know. Because we're not going to be at war with anyone until maybe 1943 or 44 or something. Until whoever it is, like maybe Japan, decides to do the Pearl Harbor incident. Until then, America will not be at war. We will not join the Allies, we will not go to war with anyone, and we'll fight all wars by proxy, which means we might want to reserve all manpower for land troops, for land forces. So, I'm not sure how we're going to go about that first, but for now, I'm going to set 2 rows of convoys, and yeah, once we're done with these, we will just produce convoys for the immediate future until I can decide what a better path would be. Now we're building only infantry equipment 1. Alright, let's get all our guys assembled. Where are all our guys? Alright, let's get in here and let's get all of our guys into one nice little army. Alright, it's 22 guys here. We have 1 in Panama. I might leave the guys, and I think nobody really goes out to invade us, right? Might not be really an issue. But let's leave the islanders on the islands. I mean, we don't need them for anything else anyway. Oops, doops. Alright. That's 10. Should be a bit more. Oh yes, Philippines. Alright, so that's 33. There should be 1 more guy. Oh, 3 more guys. Alaska. Okay, so Alaska is defended after all. We have Palmyra, which is another island. And where else? Attu Island, yes, of course. Alright, so we've got all our garrisons prepared. We have 2 groups of them. That's it, right? That's our 36 divisions all in. Alright, so let's have a look at what we have here. We've got 22 divisions in this army, and this is all just in the mainland United States. We've got a couple of veterans. Actually, only 3 veterans. Let's separate them. Let's put the men separate from the boys. Now, these guys can very well be trained. I mean, we can train these guys too. It's just they're not gonna. Yeah, you know what? We'll probably train them as well. Not for the training, but because we need to get army experience in order to execute the strategy that I have in mind. We're gonna have to do that. Hey, what's up, Cube Side Dealer? Cup C Dealer? What's up, man? How's it going? We're just starting our playthrough as the United States War by Proxy playthrough, where we will not go to war offensively against anybody. We will stay out of any faction and stay out of every war until forced upon it by somebody. And I'm guessing historically that's going to be Japan with the Pearl Harbor incident. So we're going to go train these guys, all of these guys. And who's our best general? George S. Patton. Wait a second. You should be George S. Patton. And Omar Bradley will be the other one. There we go. And then Omar Bradley is the number 2 general. Alright, there we go. Simple enough. Alright, so my strategy involves spamming a whole ton of 1 brigade divisions. In order to do that, we're gonna need 5 army experience. So we're gonna have to take it easy on some of the other units first. I guess we could pump out a... No, you know what? We're just gonna wait on the... Yeah, we're just gonna fix deficits right now. Upgrades will be on minimal. Let's get our factories built. So since we're not going to offensively go to war with anybody, I mean, this is rare for me, but we might even consider building some civilian factory. We might. What's our civilian? What's our factory cap? I don't know about building civilian factory because we do have a lot of them at the start of the game. Like 130 is an insane amount of civilian factories. We might never need to build a single one. Yeah, in fact, we probably shouldn't. So yeah, let's just do military factories ad infinitum. I don't know if we even want dockyards, but if we do, it's not that bad a decision to build some of those. Alright, we're gonna start by putting all of our factory constructions in the middle, away from any kind of threat. And slowly these buildings will expand outwards and get themselves into a dangerous area. Alright, so that's mainland United States done. Let's get Alaska done as well. And then there will be the islands. I think we're almost there. Yeah. Not many build slots on the Pacific Islands. Just a couple, just a tad. I mean, our expected first real enemy would be the Empire of Japan, and they will be invading our islands. But, you know, these are problems we can deal with at a later point. For now, we're going to focus on our strategy of war by proxy, volunteer wars. That should be really interesting. Yes, that does mean we stay as democratic, and we will probably not even attempt to change our government. We will not invade Venezuela. We will not join the war against the Axis powers, and all wars will be fought by proxy, which means we will be sending a whole ton of volunteers. This should be a fun game. It should be a fun game. It's fun because we're keeping it interesting by not cheesing the tactics, by not, you know, abusing America's ability to demolish pretty much anyone we choose to, since we are super strong. We're super strong the moment we go to war with any major, and we're able to get rid of the Great Depression. So, we will not do that. We will keep things interesting and difficult. Alright, so everything is going. We are starting up. Let's go speed 5, because we can. Alrighty. No units in production. Maybe I should build some calves. No, wow, calves are like elite calves. Way too strong. Oh wait, I can build garrisons. These are kind of weak divisions. Yeah, I can pump out lots of these. Because they don't have a lot of stuff. Yeah, just one engineer. Yep, we can do these. Let's put them out here. Let's see, let's put them in Washington. Are they building? Yeah, we are building infantry equipment. Alright, so that's done. So we'll go down and get some support technology, electronics. Well, one of these, I guess. Alright, so political power is going to keep tanking because we're playing on veteran, and it does make things pretty hard for the US. But that's fine. We will be fine. Yep. We have way too many convoys. And we're building a lot more. Yeah. And the reason we're doing this is because there is no manpower requirement on convoys. So if we build anything but convoys, it's going to drain our manpower pool. The Navy does take a lot of manpower. As you can see, 178k manpower is currently in our Navy. And any ship we build will just reduce the amount of manpower available for everything else. Alright, so let's go ahead and merge the fleets. What are these division sizes? Battleships. It might be okay to leave a couple of battleships on their own, because when we get down to bombardment, you do want to detach the battleships anyway. Each battleship can take one coastal zone. But yeah, for now, we'll merge all the remaining carriers. Oh, that's done. I forget that the game kind of goes so fast at speed 5 that we really don't have that much time to sort everything out. But yeah, let's continue. Let's see. Carrier divisions. Cruisers. CAs. Yeah, I'm gonna merge all of that. I'm just gonna keep the battleships in their own little flotilla, if you will. US Navy Group. USS Ranger. Yeah, let's get all of these guys in the same buddy group. Asiatic Fleet. Let's merge everyone. Alright, so then we'll take this one, and then we'll have plenty of research credits. Not that we need it, because we're not really focusing on artillery or support tech at the moment. But when we do decide to, it will be quick. Low manpower. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. Yes. Let me pause the game for a sec, because now we have manpower. Maybe it would be time to drop this thing. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new division with the division designer. It would be a new one. It would be empty, and it would have the very, very cheapest cavalry. I think cavalry takes the same manpower. It's 1,000 manpower. If you made infantry divisions, it would be about 1,000 as well. Does this take lesser infantry equipment? 120, 100. So it's actually cheaper on equipment to build infantry. I have to think about this, because at some point we may want to use these to do garrison duty, and having them as cavalry gives you a suppression bonus, but it does take more equipment, which sucks, because we want the cheapest way to throw tons of divisions out super fast. And cavalry makes things a little harder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna do cav, because if I do cav, it's gonna slow down my ability to pump out rubbish divisions. I'm gonna switch this out to infantry. We'll just do infantry. We'll call them garbage. No, we'll call them like garrisons, because garrison duty. All right. And it's because later on, when we actually have to use these, I will probably switch them over to calves. So calling them anything else probably isn't the point. Alright, so garrison duty has been made. It's got one infantry unit, absolutely nothing else. Now we're gonna spam all of these. We're just gonna spam lots and lots and lots and lots of these. Not sure how many we can build at one time. Maybe 22 or something. How many can we build? How many lines can we actually concurrently build before we run out of manpower? Wow, there's no limit. Apparently I can just keep spamming them. Wow, okay, there we go. So absolutely everything's going in. 84 divisions being spammed. That's pretty crazy. I can even spam more if I get rid of the current garrison brigades that I have. But I do want to continue gaining army XP, so I'm just gonna continue as is. Put new garrison guys over in Washington, the capital, and we will continue to spam these guys. Yeah, it's 84 right now. We're completely out of manpower. Let's go. As we continue to gain some army XP. Alright, so all these guys have been merged up. Most of them anyway. Research is done. We want to be able to do this first. It's 1936. Carry on. Which country is the hardest to play for me? Personally, I think Austria is one of the hardest because there is no escaping a war with Germany in 1938 if you play on historical. There's just no way of avoiding a war with Germany, and basically everything you do in preparation of a war with Germany. I mean, I tried it 3 times, and in my 3rd attempt I finally beat Germany. So it was pretty hard. Another really hard attempt probably would be Tanautuva, because Tanautuva has the smallest population manpower pool of every single country in the game. It's just the smallest in the entire game. So no matter how you spin it, you're gonna have to cheese the game out to play a successful Tanautuva campaign. At some point I would probably give it a try, but yeah, next game probably. Let's see. Tanautuva has a population of 85,000. Yeah, the entire country has a population of 85,000. It's super duper small. So in order to successfully play that, you probably have to cheese the game, you know. I would probably go with strategic bombers, because when bombers get destroyed, you don't really lose manpower. They just recycle back into the pool, and you can put them into more planes. So you can continually cycle strategic bombers as many as you like, and you can score up some war score and use that to claim some land, and with land you can, you know, kind of expand and do more things. But without land, I mean, you're absolutely useless. The thing with Tanautuva is that the population is so small that if you were to absorb like any part of China, like each of these guys have like millions and millions of people in each province. Even though you get a really small percentage of this, if you were non-core, you would still get a ton of manpower as a result of having, you know, absorbing any part of China. So I guess as Tanautuva, in order to do a really strong offensive push, you would probably want to try to, you know, steal some parts of China, you know, probably abuse relationships with the Soviet Union to try to get yourself into China, get some territory there, and then, you know, steamroll from there. But yeah, back to our game here. Research is complete. Let's get into this. It's a little early. It is a little early, but we're gonna do it anyway. Hang on a second. If we start in 37, we would reduce 45 days. It's like a month and a half. That's fine. We can take that. Let's do it. Alright, as we continue to spam divisions. Why are we not getting any of these completed? Oh, I know why. We're not prioritizing these. There we go. Now it's done. Alright, now we're doing it. Alright, so this is all done. And world tension's still at 0. So we can't do war propaganda yet. Because the objective is to go down war propaganda, prepare intervention, Giant Awakens, limited intervention. Now with this, we can send volunteer forces. And I see a question asking me, why am I spamming 1 brigade divisions? And the reason to why I'm doing that is because the number of volunteers the game allows you to send is based on the number of divisions you have in your army. And that's regardless of how big the divisions are, large, small, they just go by the number of divisions. So by every 20 divisions I build, I can send 1 volunteer. So by building 84 little tiny brigade divisions, I can send 4 more volunteers in any war that I choose to assist. So I will be spamming hundreds of like really crappy garrison duty divisions in order to bolster the size of volunteers I'm able to send. So for this game, I'm going to gimp myself by not letting myself join any war unless it was forced upon me. So I will not join allies, I will not attack Axis powers, I will not rush to remove the Great Depression. I will let this soak in. I will stay out of war as much as I can. I will be completely isolationist. And the only thing I will do is I will fight war by proxy, which means I'll send my volunteers out to fight the war in someone else's land. And I won't get anything out of it because at the end of the day, the enemy, I mean, whoever I help will just receive all the land and all the war score and we'll get pretty much nothing. But that's how I'm deciding to play this game. We're just gonna gimp ourselves and just have a little different playthrough. So we're not gonna build any planes, any ships because they don't really do a lot for us. They don't really do a lot for us right now. I think this is about time we have to go down the Monroe Doctrine because there is nothing else we can do here right now. We can't go down war propaganda. Military construction is locked behind a world tension wall. We can't issue war bonds, and it's not likely we will do this anyway since we're never going to go to war with these guys on our own will. And we could go down this road, except we're not going to build any planes, so that might be pointless. Ships, this could help, except again we're not really building any ships because ships take manpower and we don't really have that. So we are, the only option right now is really just to run down all the way down the Monroe Doctrine tree until world tension gets spiked, probably by the Spanish Civil War and by Japan invading China. That is what's most likely to spike world tension. And as we continue, we will keep spamming infantry equipment because this is what we're going to be building tons of to get the really crappy divisions out. Lots of really crappy divisions. Yeah, these will be like the worst of the worst. Let's just make these low priority garrison duty division. Yep. So these will be sitting here doing absolutely nothing. You know what? The S bothers me. Division. Yeah, there we go. Oopsie doopsie. Okay. That's right. Okay. Alright, we carry on. So, here we go. Number of factories being built is really quick. The Americans are very, very good at production. Okay, so we're going to deploy them the moment we can. Just 20%, and that's it. Continue to deploy really quickly because we don't need them to be trained in order to be, pumped out. We just want them out ASAP. And then we can train them out in the field when we want to. Ooh, Spanish Civil War breaks out. Yeah, speed 5 is super quick. Let's drop it to speed 3 for a while so we can take some time to look at what's going on here. Alright, let's pump more out. I think we're capped at this point. So there's no need to pump any more out. We're still losing tons of political power. Infantry equipment is of course in massive shortage. Alright. So what I'm going to do in order to increase the amount of manpower available is right now I'm going to go into these guys. Let's temporarily stop training for a sec. Let's have a look at these guys. Alright, so these are my better divisions, right? These are my regular infantry, cav guys. Now these, most of these anyway, are what you call garrison divisions. Now, I'm going to flip these guys over to the new crappy garrison divisions. It'll free up a ton of manpower, which means we're going to be able to get even more units pumped out. There we go. It's going to let us build even more divisions. And we're just going to keep pumping them out. So we're going to end up with hundreds upon hundreds of really rubbish divisions. So we started the game with 34 divisions, now with 36 divisions, sorry, and now we're at 70. So we just doubled our division count in the first 9 months of the game. Now that's obviously going to be rubbish divisions. As you can see, these 34 are really bad divisions. We're going to put them here, assign it to a field marshal, and we're going to train these guys. I'm going to continue training these, but not the ones that don't require training, because now we don't want to lose any of that. Yep. In fact, I wonder if we should just flip this guy away, because cavalry, I don't know. I don't think we want cavalry. I want to flip it to something useful. More useful, at least. Alright, so we'll tension at 3%, so no chance of us doing anything interesting. So let's get on this path. Let's get these guys. Let's give this guy some democracy. Now, we don't have to pump these out quickly anymore because we don't have any manpower to use anyway. Unless we flip a couple more divisions over. I don't know about that. I'll take the Alaska one, dump it in the main army. I'll take this one in the Panama Canal. So, oh, hang on. And then this one from Puerto Rico over here. So once I move these two over here, I would have one full regular army size of super powerful volunteers. Well, not super powerful volunteers. They're not even really solid at the moment. Alright. As far as strategy goes, we are pumping out lots of divisions. So, the moment we can send volunteers, this will be a very fun game. Let's speed things up. Let's have a look at our navy. Our Asiatic fleet is not able to merge with our main destroyer fleet. Here, 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 and here. Not merge these. Alright, delay, it's done. Let's go down the tree. So we're really pushing down the doctrine tree because that is absolutely going to help us out. And that's not capped by time, so it's one of those things where the further you go, the faster you do it, the better. So we're generating a lot of army experience, which we're going to be able to put to good use once we start building proper divisions. Alright, so what's this gonna be? Infrastructure, construction speed, industrial research time. Yeah, let's go with Elf Landed. Yeah, I like the industrial research time discount. Alright. Elf Landon, you're in charge. So, time should pass really quickly on speed 5. Can we not merge these? Oh, these are the battleships. yes, I don't really need to merge the battleships. Yeah, but I think our Philippine Navy is not able to come out of it. Alright, 1937, almost. Yeah, let's start doing this. Production efficiency, get more guns out. Where is our Navy? There we go, they're stuck. They're stuck here, aren't they? Can we get them out? Yes, we can. Kind of. Oh, but we're stuck. East Coast and West Coast, they're stuck. Somehow they can't get across. I don't understand why we're blocked over here. Well, maybe we need to run a mission over here or something. Yeah, let's see if that clears things up and then we can move our navies. Okay, so this is done. This is a year ahead, but it gives us a 3% discount. We do get a 50% doing this early. I think we should. 273 days is not a lot. Let's do it. Okay. We got South America. Full tension is still too low. Mexico, Canada, South. Alright, let's go with Mexico, Canada. Get more friends into a democracy. Yep, we're still pumping them out. IZ gets more raw recruits. To be trained up. So once these guys are ready, I will stop training. I should just pull some guys out so I stop losing equipment. These guys don't require more training. Let's pull them out. Okay, so that one's done. Next up will be Central America, I guess. Oh shit, we have a ton of political power. Let's hang on for a second and see what we can do. I think we can help get ourselves out of it by getting a political power guy. Silent workhorse. Reduce the amount of political power we lose, which will benefit us in the long term. Yep, there we go. When we get the next one, we can again get a political advisor. Not sure which one yet. Let's see. Alright, so this one's done. We can't get the next one. It's 500 days, so we'll get this. Go. We're focusing very heavily on the industrial stuff because we have a rule set imposed on us where we will not go to war with anyone unless it is forced upon us, and we will fight all wars by proxy. That will be a fun little game. IZ gets even more trainees. Tons of trainees. Right, so this one is done. I guess we could train these guys too. Yeah, we may as well train them. Right, improved machine tools. That is done. We want to do these. Resource gain efficiency. Not very, very useful to us. Even though we have a ton of resources, but they're just not very, very useful. Now, we don't need plane tech or naval tech at the moment. We could get naval tech, but again, we're capped by manpower, so not much good it's going to do for us. We can build some anti-tank, or we can start working on our own tanks, which will be really awesome once we get our divisions out there. Now, we have a really good production capability, so even building heavy tanks might be a viable strategy. Lots of armor on a heavy tank. And since we have a huge amount of production capability, it might be fun to have a heavy tank division. I will want some light tanks for speed, but heavy tanks for the punching power. Light tanks, then. I will have to do 2 researchers to get to the 36 light tank. 15 armor compared to 70 armor. It's a pretty massive difference. Light tanks do give us speed though. Alright, let's go with light tanks. Let's go with light tanks. I just really want the speed. I like the speed. Speed is good. Das is good. Let's carry on. Alright, so it's middle of 37. Wool tension is at 1%. Incredible. Not a lot's going on. Civil War hasn't ended yet. It looks like Germany and Italy are sending volunteers, but Japan is not. Either that or Japan has been defeated. And wow, Latvia is improving relations. Interesting. Wait a second. The Soviets didn't send volunteers? Well, that's interesting. Unless they already lost their volunteers. But it looks like they didn't send volunteers. Yeah. That does happen, doesn't it? Alright, so we got some more political power to spend. And let's get that. Alright, so we're losing 0.2 power per day, so we do want to spend this before things go crazy. Free trade, export focus. We're going to stay as free trade. Civilian to military conversion, no. Trade deal opinion, we might get more. Military factory construction speed, now this looks interesting. Monthly opinion, daily democracy support. Well, no, we don't need any demagogues or reformers. Maybe we should get the tank designer. This one helped the doctrine, so this is also good. Oh man, this looks like the best thing we got. Reduces this research time for superior firepower doctrine, which is what we're going to focus on. On the other hand, we could get the tank designer. Get more speed. Wow, more armor is interesting too. But I want speed. I want them to be able to race through the enemy lands and win all our proxy wars. It's a pretty tough choice right now. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this and then focus on tanks. But if I do this, I will lose out on the other tank possibilities. Reliability, heart attack. feel like to go with super heavy tanks. This might be fun, because nobody will ever be able to pierce them. And my volunteer divisions will be like invulnerable. Invulnerable divisions. Oh man, such a tough choice. Maybe I should just defer that and get the doctrine guy. Oh, but this is going to be more useful like right now. Let's see. I do want to play around with heavy tanks because I've never done heavy tanks. I do want the speed 2 and 10% reliability is pretty solid. Yeah, you know what? We'll go for speed. It's got 10% reliability, which you cannot knock. But then reliability is rather easy to gain. Armor is very hard to gain. Yeah, actually that makes sense. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get reliability. It's hard to get armor, because armor reduces speed and all kinds of other things. So I think I'm gonna go with armor. Yes, sir. Alright, gonna get the heavy armor guy. That's gonna reduce the speed of our research. I mean, increase the speed of our research. Make this faster. Great. Alright, we'll have tank templates done. Let's carry on. Alright, so it looks like Republican Spain is done for. The Soviets had not sent volunteers. Finished. And once that ends, we should get a spike in world tension. Japan has not attacked China yet. It will happen soon. Yep, Chinese border incident being researched as we speak. Oh, okay. We're doing the Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact. Just gonna move them aside so they're not too close. Alright, so we can stop researching these. I mean, training these. This one, Hawaiian Division. I guess we can pull out as well. Alright, you say we can navigate the globe. Well done. Alright, so Nat Spain has been... Wow, look at that spike. Generated 17.5%. That is huge. Alright, so it's now at 18%. And once Japan starts kicking in, we will get to do some. That one requires 30%, this one requires 20, but it requires the mages to have done 20% of stuff. Alright, the purges, we're at 19%, we still can't do this. What can we do? We can't do this. Hang on, Giant Awakens, that's 40%, that's 25. We're still locked behind the world tension wall. Well, let's continue to get Pax Americana and the Black Chamber operation. So, yeah, we ensure democracy. And we can go into proxy wars, which is fun. Oh, we can't. Not until we get this. Not until we get where was that? Yeah, limited intervention. Yeah, we can't send volunteers until that happens. Unfortunately. Oh, hang on. We have political power to spend. Let's see. What's it gonna be this time? More industrialists will probably be good. Because we're gonna be building lots of military factories, so that speed boost on production is good. Infantry equipment design, and well, this is all interesting, but not critical. Division training time, useful, but not super useful. All these others are great, but we don't need it right now. I would like to get the Superior firepower guy, but it's 250. We don't have 250. So I'm going to go for war industrialist then. I'm not sure if this guy is useful. Do we get more civilian factories? I don't know. Well, let's get the war industrialist because I'm sure that's going to be able to do something for us. I think we can almost stop spamming these for a while. Yeah, because we do want to get artillery and all that sorted out too. Okay, so now the choice of going down dispersed or integrated. Line artillery with 10% soft attack is pretty good. Let's see. This is looking much better than this one. So combined with these, you get 20 org and 50% soft attack for your support battalions. But support battalions generally don't do very much, so might not be very valuable as opposed to this, which will add tremendous amounts of firepower. Line artillery is gonna be so useful. I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah. Alright. Yes, we continue. We have way too many convoys. But I guess that's what we're gonna do with our dockyards, right? Unless we want to spend manpower on them. Alright, I'm gonna put a cap to this. This is the last of it. And the rest of our manpower is maybe going to go into ships or better units. Let's see. We're still researching this one. We're still going down this path. We're working on tanks. I might want to do heavy as well. Or we can go down this path and then go down at 41 tank. Ooh, we get discounts for these. We're way ahead, but we get the discount so we can start them earlier. Or we can just get them quicker. Oh, we do need motorized, that's for sure. Yeah, motorized is definitely needed. Alright, carry on. Yeah, so we put a cap on our production of little spammy guys. I think we have enough. This is like close to what, 180-ish, 190. Yeah, so we have like 200 of these guys already. There's just 10 more divisions when we send volunteers, which is I think enough, pretty much. We get a discount here. So yeah, let's get the decryption advantage. Should be nice. Let's try to get some of these supports up to scratch. Alright, Pax Americana. Chinese build-up. Wolf engine is... Ah, there you go. Now it's 26%. Yep, Japan has started kicking stuff off. Now it's 39. I think that's enough because Japan... Oh, Japan hasn't generated 20%.